Tom Ginn and Mark Gassert, Elevate Your Profits. We'll be right back. Well, Mark Gassert, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Had a great weekend. I went to this. It's called Peach State, and it's a bunch of dance freaks. I'm kidding. Really, some neat things I saw and witnessed on the dance floor. For those of you that are into the two-step West Coast, I could go on and on, but I'm not going to belabor that. But if you're in the country dancing, cha-cha, and there were some really neat things I saw. And there's a lot of people out there that like to dance, man, and that's a good thing to see because we talk about that word modality, and that's a cool word, but dance it proves my point that we on this planet are meant to move, be mobile, not sedentary and sit. And you know what happens when you just sit around and do nothing. And we're having younger people moving on from this planet, and whether they have gout, they have a heart disease, and I'm talking they're younger than me, man. I'm 65. I'm not ancient, but that's kind of scary when you look at things. And I don't know if it's because of diet, nutrition. They're sitting all day behind a desk. They don't work out. They don't do, it's, just made me think when I was sitting there watching, and these are older people that are dancing, even younger. But it's kind of cool to see that they're doing things and they're being mobile and active, and
That is really critical, Mark. We can talk all day about that.
Sure.
And yeah, we live in a culture that's not healthy for a lot of reasons, and
Right.
it's not taught what true health is and how to prevent it, and things that we know about and some we don't. But
Right.
we see it. But activity is so important with everything else. So, but tonight on Elevate Your Profit.
What are we going to talk about here?
Well, I want to say, it's March Madness. My team lost yesterday afternoon, so I won't be participating in the madness for the next couple of weeks. So,
Coach K's moving on.
well, yeah, I tell you what, there's a man that's created a legend.
Right.
He's created a platform to bring out the very best of his players, and that's a success story. I can't wait to see his stories, his philosophies. Just like we did Nick Saban and Lou Holtz and all these people. The success formulas run
Right.
no matter whether it be sports, business, anything else. There's certain threads of success,
Yes.
and I can't wait to see his bio and really
Oh,
see.
absolutely. Yeah. I think
I
Coach
respect that
K's.
man. Whether you like Duke or not,
Yeah, well, some people don't. Where I'm from, but he does have a pretty good program. He is an alumni of the United States Military Academy, West Point. He actually attended that institution. He actually played basketball there, and his coach was Bobby Knight. Of all things, imagine that. So look at that. Getting tutored, mentored by another coaching legend, whether you like him or not. So it's
I'm going
interesting.
to make an assumption. The three things: the military academy, Bobby Knight, that there's a lot of discipline they learned, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I tell you, discipline is an area that people are lacking in.
Right.
They don't want to understand that discipline comes with pain, but there's two types of pain I coach in my coaching. The pain of not being disciplined, and then the pain
Right.
of doing it to get a result that you desire,
Right.
the outcome. So,
Right.
but, we could talk, my personal coaching and that type of
Right.
thing. There's a deficiency in discipline across the board. I see it every day. I see
Right.
it in myself from time to time. I'm learning and continue to learn and learn what that really means and how to get better results with it. So, but that's a
Right.
whole conversation. We can do a whole evening on that.
Oh yeah.
But but tonight, what are we going to be talking about, Mark?
Well, I understand that we're going to be talking about tools that you can use out there. One of them we're implementing right now, and I'll mention the name of the organization, the Grow Live Academy. And this is a vehicle that you and I have acquired. Still learning it, still learning how to master it. And it's something that's not going to go away. Technology is here, so you can fight it all you want. People train on this. People create webinars, seminars, worldwide events on this tool. Whether you are using Zoom, uh, Microsoft Teams, you know, StreamYard, whatever you got out there, it's happening. So, and I think it's kind of cool how we've in the past 2 years, this has aligned us, I guess, with the stars. I'm going to say, but there's a lot of unique people and cool people I've met through using this platform right here that I would have never met you. I could go on and on and on. I would have never met Ben Gay. I would have never met Ken Walls. I would have never met Jeffrey Gittimer, although I knew who he was. But I mean, you actually now get an opportunity to have dialogue with people, and you know, um, it's kind of cool. And
Yeah,
there's more to come. There's more to come. I can't wait to get this thing cranked out to my umpire brethren that are on the higher level out there. You know, So I think that's going to be kind of neat to get them involved. And
yeah. One of the things that we'll be talking about today, I think I put out there three resources that
you did.
if you're not really using them, you're going to be falling behind long term in your business.
Right.
Marketing is a complicated thing, but it can be very simple.
Right.
The key is finding those resources where you can engage with people quicker. A lot of marketing that we do, you see it, the courses that are out there are and I've taken many over the years. I've been in business since 1983, and I've used all different marketing strategies and
Right.
times have changed. What I was using in 1984 and 85 is not applicable today.
Right.
And I see it all the time. I sit as an advisor on advisory board of an organization, EIB, which you jumped in the other day. And businesses wonder why they're struggling. They're not adapting to
Right.
new ways to communicate in the marketplace. And one of them we're talking about tonight. And in this one, Mark, would you say this one here probably scares people more? It's probably like public speaking, right?
This thing here, yeah. I remember when I first did it. I mean, and yeah, it's like anything else that's out there. And I always, I had a phone conversation. I will tell you truthfully. Ken Walls called me and said, "Hey, do you really want to do this, or were you just, inquiring about it?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm intrigued. I'd love to learn how to do this." And he said, "Okay, this is what it's going to take, and you got to invest in yourself." And as he once said, and I've heard from other people as well, that professionals have coaches and amateurs don't. And I won't get into all that if I step on somebody's toes, but please don't get offended. Um, and just something I wanted to check out, and I did. And I found out I'm not that bad at it. I'm not the greatest. I mean, and Ted, he says down here, you both would have never have met me either, Ted Legal. And that's true. I mean, we wouldn't have met a lot of different people.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, what I want to do, I'm going to put a link up here. As we go through here, I got a resource people that want to find out more about what we're talking about
sure.
tonight. I'm going to put this up. This link tree, this is something I put together. to make it one easy place to find out more about the platforms we're talking about today, so that you can investigate them. It's moneytools.use. Money tools I use. Um,
It's pretty
and
cool.
well, thanks. But I want to share a little bit about this platform, Grow Live, and
Right.
how we got associated. Matter of fact, there's information that link about the Grow Live Academy, so
Right.
you can link on that and get all the details and all that type of stuff. But what was I looking for here, my friend? I'm going to bring up.
Andy Dreffs, was he kidding, or does he not? Does Andy no longer want to be notified, or?
Well, I pushed this out to LinkedIn, and I didn't notify him. He just
Oh, yeah. You didn't personally
so
send it to him. Yeah.
I didn't
Our
send it personally. So
our our, our apologies there, Andy. If you know, it's going to go out there on that platform. So,
yeah. So what first thing I want to do is bring up and see if I can find the right banner here. See if
but
I
thank you for sharing, Andy. We appreciate that.
yeah. Yeah. So I hope you'll stick around and catch something here. Gee, I'm trying to find what I wanted here. Well, you learn by your mistakes, right? So I'm making a bunch of mistakes here.
Hey, and
Uh,
this is live. This is in Memorex, man, and that's the beauty of when you do a live stream. You never know what's going to happen. You can. That's why I like it. It's really authentic. To me, it's an authentic tool. Uh, it's not
Here
like
we
a.
go. I
Oh,
found,
he found something. Look out,
found
everybody.
but we want to talk first is what we're doing tonight, live streaming, and the Grow Live Academy. Ken Walls,
Hey, that's what he was looking for.
that's
Okay.
what I was looking for here. The Grow Live Academy.
Yeah.
Mark, you introduced it to me. I don't recall how we really hooked up, but
I was doing it, and I really need to bring back the message, but it was on Mark's message, and I was at that time getting my feet wet and interviewing different people that were either Academy members or part of that 959 contingent, and it could go on to Infinium, but you know, and then, I think I shared it with you, and you got on one time and said, "Hey, looks good, looks cool," and then the next thing you know, you're a member. But yeah, I think if you understand how business works and what's going on out there in the real world, you're either gonna embrace the change or it's gonna mow you down. Some people don't like technology, they tell me, and I know some folks, even in my family, that don't know how to text, or I won't get into that, but it's kind of crazy that you don't use the tools that are out there. Um, and then there are others that they don't want to engage like this. It's public speaking, I guess, in a nutshell. I call it the George Jetson syndrome. What we're doing here. If you
yeah,
ever remember that cartoon, how they communicated, we're actually doing what that cartoon, depicted. Really, and I heard about all this stuff. How, you'll be able to do things on a computer like in the 80s, people were, prognosticating what was going to happen out there in the business world. And
yeah.
here we are doing it. I mean, think about it. I can only imagine what it's going to be like 20 years from now.
Yeah, I'm going to share something with you, Mark, because I used to be a regional director, regional sales manager for a company out of Colorado Springs,
Right.
and they sold broadband networking. That's
Sure.
after the Bell breakup. So, and the internet was coming out, and the company also set up websites. That was in the beginning, back in the
Right.
90s. I mean, it was
Right.
really early. And so I'm learning this myself, and I've got a sales team in 3 states, and people says the internet, that's going to be a fad. Let me show you. We do a demo, uh, and we get them on their computer, and we would through the internet go to the Louvre and into the coffee room at the Louvre, and you'd watch people come in and pour their coffee. It says, this is the way of the future. You're going to be able to communicate. And it was
Right.
like, oh, come on. That's, it's going to be a fad. And websites, what's that? Oh, I advertise in the yellow pages. It is amazing what I used to hear.
Right.
And guess what? Those that didn't get websites and didn't get on the internet are no longer in business. Plain
Right.
and simple, right? I would venture to say that because the technology is a good way to deliver your message. And I think I'm going to give kudos to Ken getting this out, because I'll share some things what it's done for myself personally. Number one, it caused me to grow. Learning how
Right.
to talk to a camera
Camera.
as if there was a person.
I'm looking
That
at it
takes,
right
it
now.
takes, it takes a little bit, right?
Right.
But once you learn it, it's no different than you sitting down in a meeting room over a cup of coffee, or in a conference
Right.
room giving a presentation. No difference. But it causes you to grow. That was the first benefit. Get over this fear and what am I going to look like? What am I going to sound like? All these crazy things. And we just learned that it's not a big deal in the
Right.
reality and in the scope of things. But I like what Ken said. If you had an opportunity to advertise and market your business
Right.
on all the major outlets that there are, TV and radio and all that, it didn't cost you a penny, would you do it? Well, I don't know how to market to anything. Well, guess what? You'll learn. But this is what this platform does. It gives you an opportunity to put your message out, bring value to the marketplace, build credibility, get to see faces. Who's the face behind XYZ company? And you get a following. And in like what we do, this platform is for every business, whether you're insurance, securities. Well, securities, you got to be a little careful because you regulatory things. But any business out there, we've got some great people that sell, like Jamie Green and solar panels, and Randy Chafee, who sells roofing and metal buildings, and you name it, all that type of stuff. And he streams.
I buy Randy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a medium, but like any marketing, you got to be consistent. You get better as you go. You get a following, and you bring in guests, somebody that maybe can clarify what you do even better, maybe another associate, or
Right.
maybe somebody, a vendor of yours that can bring clarity. And you bring these people in, and guess what? Their message goes out to their audience, and it can be virtual and it can expand worldwide.
Right.
And if you think about it, why wouldn't you want, as a business person, to expand your reach organically versus spending what? Ads on Facebook and Google. I mean, they have places,
Right.
funnels, and all the things we've been taught in, Facebook, and all the things we hear about where to market. But ultimately, it's got to be done with a camera to be
Mm.
effective, right? Would you agree, Mark?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's back in the day, and I'll give kudos to Jeffrey Gitomer, was doing a lot of YouTube things, and he was using the camera quite a bit in his sales training. I mean, you're talking 10, 15 years ago, man. The guy was just cranking out, the content. Um, and he's often said, you just got to get used to the camera. You're never going to like looking at yourself. Get over it. Just do it. And that's true. We're all that way. We're like, oh God, who wants to look at me? But other people look at you differently. But and now I kiddingly say this: people our age have no business doing this. Although I'm saying that with tongue in cheek, with a smile, because this is the playground of, I have two younger sons that, they get involved in all this fun stuff. And I was watching people the other day, taking selfies and posting, and, that's the generation that's out there, doing all this crazy stuff. And it's wild watching people like us do it. I get a big kick out of it.
Mark, I'll just share, if you don't mind, a couple things. Learning this, I do three. I do. You and I do Elevate Your Profits. Our whole mission, we didn't open up tonight with that, is to help that person that may be thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, or those
Right.
small entrepreneurs or businesses, to find out what's going on. We bring in guests, like Ben Day, and
Right.
we've had, we can go down a whole litany of people that willing to help other business people succeed. Uh, so this
Right.
platform is a great resource to get a message out to help
Right.
people.
Right.
And I'll just share a little bit of how I'm using it in my business. I stream. Mark and I, we do this. We have a way that we're going to deliver our message about what we do. Not
Right.
tonight, but that's part of what we're doing, is showing people how to create businesses, how to get multiple streams of income, how to create residual income, how to create an online business, how to do all these things. We're using it ourselves, and we're going to promote ourselves and our business for those that have an interest. Because our business is not for everybody, and vice versa, your business is not right for us, possibly. So and I'll just share, and then I do one called G Force. Yeah, that's G is for gratitude. And I would use that in and around my coaching. And I brought in Ben Gay again. I brought in Bob Berg. I brought in a number of very significant influence people that have grown, done personal development. They've got a story to sell, and it's about them, and promoting why people should have mentors and coaches in their lives, and see the challenges that people go through and how they got over them. And
Right.
guess what that has done for me? I have gotten some very significant coaching clients out of it. Just casually, somebody sees my post, and then they follow what I said, and I get that contact that I would never have known in direct marketing, or stalking somebody on Facebook or LinkedIn, right? So it was I've got tremendous amount of benefit from it, and now I have advocates supporting Tom Ginn, recommending me because of built relationship platform. You can't put a, a dollar amount on it, but the ROI is beyond. I
Right.
heard a 3-day coaching consulting, because I do sales training uh, for some of the things I do. Work on the mind side, not how to use the presentations and all that. A 3-day gig, and it paid me $7,000. I would never have found that person if I wasn't doing a live stream. And I wasn't promoting my coaching. I promoted a message of value. The person reached out to me, and we had dialogue just from this
Right.
platform.
Right.
So if you're not using live streaming, you've got to learn how to do it. That's why if you go to this Money Tools I Use, you can find out about Ken Wall's program.
Right. It's a great program. If you're looking to live stream, if you're not a member, I would strongly advise you to check it out. Do your homework and see what else is out there, and then see what he has to offer. It's a great tutorial.
Yeah, Mark, there's a lot of other people teaching how to live stream, and I'm taking
Sure.
anything away from them
No.
or saying anything different. But what Ken brings to it is his influence in bringing these very significant business people into the training on a weekly
Right.
basis. The Joe Sotos, and we could just go down through a list.
Oh yeah.
Mark Hansen, and
Ramey, Mark Victor
I mean,
Hansen, Jeffrey Gittimer, and the list will continue. And he's had politicians on his show. He's had, I mean, the
you need.
litany. Yeah, yeah. And he is. I said this earlier when I dubbed him the master of live stream, and he really, to me, he is. He does a fantastic job. And Ken, if I'm not listening to you as much as maybe as I would like to, it's because I'm doing my job. So I got to hunk it down and engage people on the telephone, that thing called the phone. But that's just how it is. And but I do sneak peeks when he has some primo guest on there, and Doug Wing in his book, and we could go on about that, and
It's the relationships you build
right,
with a lot of people training you how to do it, and the technology and all the things you need to
right,
know how to use
right,
YouTube and SEO, all the stuff, right? But
yeah.
what I
I
get
mean,
here is some of the relationships that we've been able to make through this connection. I think that's more valuable than the how-tos.
sure, sure. I just get a big kick out of watching people like there's Jamie Green out there, there's Chris Rash, and Scott Goyd. I mean, and I watch their show. There's so many different things out there, man. You could just like literally live on your phone. I mean, you can't. You have to have You mentioned the word discipline. You got to pick and choose what you want to plug into. But I mean, there are so many cool things out there. Just it's off the charts,
Yeah,
which it's a good thing though. It's to me, it's better than watching TV. Um,
absolutely. The wisdom, from a Glenn Morshower.
oh
If you
yeah,
don't know who Glenn Morshower is, I'm a personal development coach, and he is as well. But he brings a totally different perspective. I mean, he is somebody I really am glad that I get to see him teach us at even
he's
a different level. We
he's
all
what
can
I'd
learn.
call the supersonic sage. Big
So
time.
yeah, so live streaming. So for those that are out here watching this, well, I don't have the time. I don't, whatever. You know what? If you want to grow your business, you find the
Right.
time. You just change priorities. You can, if you want some time management, I got a whole program to help you understand the psychology of time management. So it's how does Tom Ginn run 4 different entities? Um, I got the same amount of time. I don't have any extra. It's just how you prioritize uh, your time in relationship to the outcomes you seek. So I hear it all the time. The time and this and I don't, that I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. Well, guess what? The last 2 years has given a lot of people a wake up call, right? So
Yeah.
I encourage anybody out there, look at live streaming as an act. So speaking of video, let's talk about the next thing that we've been introduced through this group. So it sort of leads, I want to, being in this group, we're finding people that are at high levels of success in all different walks of business. And guess what they're doing? They're using video. Well, guess
Right.
what? They're using email, but they're not doing email traditionally.
Oh, oh.
They're doing email with video. Oh my God,
Uh-oh.
there comes the camera thing again.
Man, oh man. That's why I said, uh-oh. No, not me. I'm not doing that. Yeah,
And there's a lot of platforms out there, and I've tried
sure.
3 different ones,
Right.
including the one I'm going to talk about tonight. Is I've used a company that it's called BombBomb. I'll just put it out there. It gave me some results.
Sure.
Then we were introduced to our group through Jeffrey Gittermore, and who's associated there. Hippo Video, great
Right.
platform. Not taking
Right.
anything away from them.
Right.
People that use it get different results.
Right.
Okay, and I'm going to talk some real numbers here for you in a moment. Why you should have video in your businesses. Okay, and then I just recently subscribed to what I'm going to share with you tonight. I'm going to play a real live demo of what that email looks like when somebody gets it. Is that okay, Mark?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
You must
actually,
be talking about the Dub patrol here. Yeah.
the dub,
That's that.
dub video.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the latest greatest thing out there now. Yeah.
yeah, simple. To get out of your own way and quit worrying about the camera and what you look like and what you sound like. You know what? People want to see real people.
Right.
I get tired of all the canned, perfect, glitzy stuff out there. I want to
Hmm.
know why people do what they do.
Right.
That's the
You,
real thing. And this is
Tom,
what video does.
if I may interject something, that is a great point. I'm on the phone all day, and when I talk to people, I'll use a medium like this, you know, socially engage with them. And it's kind of wild when you say, hey, you want to just like hook up? And whether it's live stream or Zoom or Teams, and it's funny how people are, not everybody embraces it. They're like, oh, phone call's good enough, it's the camera thing. They don't want to get in front of the camera. I'm at the point I don't care. I know what I look like, and I know I've got the best looking face for radio, but that's okay. I don't take it personal. I just rock and roll with you hit the nail on the head. Rock and roll with what you got, and don't make a big deal about it. And people are will accept you for what it is that you do. They can recognize a phony when they see one. I really believe that. And if you have good content and a message and you're true, I don't think you have anything to worry about. You'll find
No.
your own niche out there.
But let's talk about the numbers, how numbers work in business. If you understand this, and if you can build relationships quicker, cut your sales cycle down in half, and you can do these little things, build relationships quicker, to a conversation, to a commitment to move forward, it's a win-win-win. But let's talk about email. Well, I email and I use it for, I'm going to share these numbers with you. Just, I want you to think about when you wake up and you start your business day and you go to your email, look at your behavior and how you manage those emails. And it pretty much goes like this. If it's not relevant to today, it either gets tagged or deleted.
Right.
And you only open up those emails that are relevant to what you want to get done today, maybe an appointment follow-up or whatever. But there may be some great content, some great information coming, but this is the real numbers. Less than 11% of your traditional emails even get open. Mm-hmm. So you're sending out 100 emails, only 11 are getting open. Not a very good number.
Nope.
Marketing is still, email is still a very valuable resource. But how do you make it even more effective? This is the numbers. And then those that open it, if your content doesn't grab them immediately, if you're not a good content writer and all that type of stuff, they're not going to read it.
Right.
Your subject line has to be right. Your first opening sentence has to be right, and all those type of things. Most of us are not copywriters. And just think about time, how much it takes. You've got a client or a prospect you're building a relationship with, and you want to get a point across. Well, you only can do one of two things: either video, like we're going to talk about, or you're going to write some content, right? Mark, how long does it take you to write a
just a email? Yeah.
You're not throwing a bunch of templated spam at somebody.
Right.
To really do a personalized email. How long does it take you to craft an email?
Well, I would probably say, like, just to get it all lined up the way you want it, 5 minutes, and then you got to make sure it's what you want in there, reread it, and if you need an attachment or two, you're going to attach something. Yeah, I mean, it's time consuming. And I know where you're going with these video emails, which it's a little bit easier.
Oh, it's a lot easier, Mark.
I know I use it, but I'm just saying, I know when you're just sending emails, and not only that, these companies are getting more sophisticated with their filtration systems, so to speak, that they if it has certain words in there, they spam it.
Spam it, yeah. So let me share something with you. This is an ideal platform for me. I'm challenged. I'm dyslexia. So I would go type something, and in my mind it's correct, but on paper and what I see there is totally different.
Right.
I mean, it's a crazy thing with that. So I'm challenged and it takes me a lot longer than, say, somebody who's pretty versed in grammar and spelling and doesn't have this dyslexia where letters get transposed, numbers get transposed. Right. So it takes me a lot of time to really re-edit what I wrote. And that could be 20 minutes.
Right.
And still have mistakes. Okay.
Right. And that's a great point, Tom. You can't just use spell check, because the word there there's two, it may say, oh, it's right, but the context that you are expressing yourself, you can't just go, I spell checked it, it's right. No, you gotta read it, and that's a great point. You have to craft it and then read it and reread it. You know,
Exactly. And that's time. And there's a place for that,
sure,
in your communication. But if you're building relationships and you want to move them along, and here's the numbers. So you got 11% will open, less than 5% read
right,
what you put in there. You
right,
just think about your own behavior. We would rather watch a video than
yep,
we would want to read. It's engaging, it pulls us in. Reading, people aren't today reading. They don't want to read. So why do something that people don't want to do? Right? Just think about that. And time. What's your time worth? So I can
right,
do a video email, get my message out. I'm going to play a live one here through Dove, what I did early, just a demo. I've got a preset for each one of my businesses so I
right,
can target my audience with the particular brand or the particular marketing message that I want out without convoluting what the other things I do. So I can get out in 15 to 30 seconds. Something would take me a half hour to communicate an idea. Now I can do in my inflections, they can see my excitement, they can see my conviction, they see me. That's
right.
We are human beings. We like to engage at an emotional level. There's something goes on with a video, even right now, right, Mark?
Oh, absolutely. And
So
and if you don't like the video, then you move on. I mean, if it hits you, great, and if it doesn't, but you'll know, and so
So let's go from 11% will open, 5% of all the email, 5% will read it, to going to this number. And just think what this would do for your numbers. If you understand businesses numbers, now you get open rate 60 to 80%.
right.
What would that do? That's a big number. Now, if your engagement, it goes from 5% to 60 to 80%, what's that going to do for your bottom line numbers over time?
It's no doubt you're going to have a positive impact.
You're
You know,
going to cut that sales cycle
right.
down, the communication cycle. You're building a relationship quicker. You can move that transactional process down the
And
road.
and and I know you're going to share this, and the beauty of it is that person, if they are interested, can reply to you with a video instead of having to type if they're not inhibited with the camera, which is cool. And now there's no confusion as to what they mean or say, or, because sometimes emails can be ambiguous,
Yeah.
what tone it's coming across. You may think it means coming across this way, and another person says, well, no, it's coming across this way. And a video, it's there. So,
Mark, I'm going to say we mentioned a lot of people just text me. I do everything by text and on my phone. Okay,
oh,
great.
yeah, yeah. Well, there's the other one too, the
Email
texting.
me. I'll do my email. Call me, right? Leave a voice message, right? How do you handle that? But I
Right.
use not Hippo Video, but Dove Video this way. Somebody says, text me. I will text them and I says, I sent you, I can put the Dove Video right into the text. All right,
Sure.
now they get a video.
Right.
Or I can text them and say, listen, I got a comprehensive video about our conversation. Uh, Check your email later today in the text, and they go to my email and there's the video. Or voice, Mark, you know this, you're on the phone all day. You get how many directed to voicemail, right?
Oh, yes.
This is how you overcome this. Say, Mark, I talked with your business associate, asked me to reach out to you. I got your voicemail today. I've sent you something in email. I highly encourage you to look at it, a short video about what we do. So you can plant the seed that they're going to be more inclined to open it up. What's this video about? So you can use it in any medium that you want. You can use it
Right.
in your Facebook medium. You can use it in your LinkedIn. It integrates with it. You it's it it's not replacing what you're doing, but you can just enhance your communications
Right.
so much quicker. So when somebody says, call me, and I get a voice message, I say, hey, Mark, hey, I just dropped you an email with that information you asked. There's a short video I encourage you to look at. Guess what? He got a voice message. Now he goes to the email. He's now going to see delivery of the video
Right.
of me talking to him or the content that I want to share with him.
Right.
So it's pretty powerful. I'm going to try to do this and see if we can do it. I did a demo. I used this dub platform for each one of my businesses, and within the business, there's certain targeted markets that I want to go through. And so I say I'm going to talk to a doctor about one of my businesses that they want to introduce what I do. So I've got a template made out strictly for doctors with some videos and I just do an introduction. And I did one today so you can actually see
Right.
what happens and tell me if this makes a difference. Let's see if I can get this set up here.
And I'm going to come back to some of these comments. We've got
Yeah,
like Troy Aberley's out there saying hello. Hey Troy, there's a guy that uses the platform. He's a grow liver, you know. Tom's in
Mark, can
deep
you?
thought.
Yeah, go
There
ahead.
you go. Okay, no, you're good. You're good. You're pulling up an email for us here. I
Yeah,
see your email.
I sent myself an email in a dub.
Right.
Okay. And what's really great about it, I get all the analytics. I know when they opened up, how many times that they clicked on my stuff. So guess who I'm going to talk to first? The person that opened it up and watched my videos 5 times, right? Strong interest there, right? Versus the person never opened it up. I'm probably going to send another video for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this email that you would get, Mark, or your prospect, and I'm just going to play it for you.
Okay.
And just let me know, Mark, if you can hear it.
Um, Not yet.
So let's take a look what happens here. So
I see
I
your
sent
give,
myself,
I see your GIF or whatever you want to call it.
yeah.
You're
Can you hear
going
me,
back
Mark?
and not yet.
Okay.
Not the video. You need to open it up.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking about. So it shows up like this in your email,
Right.
and then watch the video. This is just 28 seconds. My video, just sort of watch what happens in this process and what transitions automatically with a video message. Hello, Dr. Hoffman. I just wanted to say thanks for the time we spent today discussing redox signaling molecules. Uh, Down below are additional resources for you to explore why doctors are putting redox signaling molecules as an adjunct to what they're currently doing. I will be back with you on Thursday to get your question answered and see how you want to proceed.
All right. Now, we didn't see the video open up yet, and you're
All right,
speaking, but
Carolyn, go ahead and turn on your camera. We are live streamed to Facebook, and I'm going to record us here as well.
this is cool. We're getting to hear all this stuff.
And then you see what happens is before the person goes out, it brings up a page, another call to action, schedule an appointment, whatever. So I wanted to just share that. Am I back with you, Mark?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's yeah, there you go. Cool.
So that's something you can create one for each one of your company. If you have a particular niche you want to talk to, you can create a template or a preset for that with all your call to actions. If you have product demo videos, you can put them right there. It only takes you 10 minutes to set one of those up and then 30 seconds to do a message. Boom, I know when they open up. I know they're engaging with me, and the message is more authentic.
Right.
See the power of that, Mark?
Oh, absolutely. I use the latter, the hippo, but
And it gives you the same results.
yeah,
You may not
yeah,
have some of the bells and whistles that Deb does.
right,
It's still going to
right,
give you the same results, a branded message, your face on a camera, and then you're limited what else you can do with that platform. But this one gives you. I
sure,
could put documents in there. I could do surveys in there. I
right.
could put. I mean, it's all
Well, it's
your
pretty
call
cool what you can do for most of these things that are out there on a email with a video. I think it creates more engagement. I mean, I don't think it does, period. Whether it's positive or negative, you're going to get a result in some capacity, as opposed to just sending a random email, which will go spam city or be floating around out there in cyberspace. I mean, you don't know what's going on with it. But I think what you shared with us, it's paramount that you do that. I really do.
Yeah,
There's no
Mark.
confusion about a message.
Yeah. And a lot of people say your best market in business today is LinkedIn, and it is. I've had
Yeah.
very good success in my coaching business with LinkedIn.
Which
And let me share with you this dub. So I'm prospecting medical professionals, very specific people that I want to introduce my product and our opportunity through. So
Mhm.
I can go to LinkedIn, I can go and do my search. Oh, there's a doctor, a naturopath doctor. I could go in, do my research, right? Sales, you should be doing research, right? But instead of me saying, hey, Mike, Dr. Mike, text something, I can do a quick little video just by clicking the link into the LinkedIn thing and say, hey, Mike, I was looking your profile. I think we have some parallel things. I'd like to get together with, find out more about what you're doing and see if what I'm doing might be something your practice may be interested in. Can we schedule an appointment? And then I put my calendar link is in the video. Everything's
Right.
right there. All the
Right.
support materials, the additional messages, a doctor talking to a doctor, not a Tom Ginn talking to a doctor. So I can really craft my marketing message to get engagement. I'm going to get more people say, what is this about than ever before?
Right.
What's that worth to you as a business?
It's worth a lot.
Yeah. So these are the two resources that I use. And the third one I use, and
Oh,
Mark's quite familiar with it,
here it comes.
is
I think you get stuff like this. By the way, I'll put a plug in here. When we were talking earlier, if you can see this, this is a Grow Live Academy little
yeah.
item that Mr. Ken sent to us, and then he even customized it this way, which
I'm
was
going to
very
fill
nice
out.
of him to do that. So yeah, I think Tom may have his there, and
No,
then
I've got something else I want to show. Okay,
the
and then
card.
I'm going to show an example. So
You can get one of
here we
these
go.
too.
I got one of those. I got
See,
one of those.
and that's that. If you don't know who we're talking about, that's Ken Walls. So there he is in the flesh. You know,
Let's talk about what we're talking about here. It's direct mail. I always like to plant the seed. Direct mail is still one of the most effective marketing platforms out there. Every day you go to the mailbox, what do you get in your mailbox, Mark, besides your bills?
oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Well, now they want to do away with that, right? They want you to get on board and get online, and a lot of these companies are trying to nullify all that. Junk mail, stuff I don't need, advertisements, things that I even get things in my mailbox now that people have, and I want to stop them, but they're taping it to either my mailbox or having stones in it, and they're throwing it near my mailbox. Or
But if
some
I were to
people,
do some market research
right?
with Mark and drill down a little bit, there's certain pieces you do keep. And this is,
Hmm.
I'll just share with you, why do the major corporations in America today, or your major business in your local market, do direct mail? It works. It
Yeah,
works. It drives interest to a calling. You may not have a need today for Medicare supplements because you're 50, right? But if you get that on a regular basis over the years, when you're ready to buy it, guess what? It's top of mind. Oh,
yes,
that company. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
one. And when you get it, when you get targeted because they know your age and you get it directly related to you, they got your attention. Direct mail works. Here's the problem for the small business person. It's expensive. It works, but it's expensive. First of all, you gotta have a database to send it to or buy a database, right? To your demographics. That costs you money. You have to create copy. You have to create the card or the postcard or whatever you're getting. That's going to cost you money. You have to have a minimum order of printing of 1,000 pieces. Figure that out at 15 cents a piece or
Right.
30 cents a piece or $1 a piece, right? Depending on what it is,
Sure.
typographics, then the postage, and send it out. Most 1,000-piece marketing campaigns for a small business is a $2,000 to $3,000 deal. Can you do that month in and month out? Probably not. So how do you solve that? Well, mailbox power. I'm going to bring up the banners. We talked about Dub. The resources are in that link. Now we're talking about mailbox power. This is by far, and we met this gentleman in our Grow Live Academy.
Right.
Exactly, right? What major players are doing. These platforms, this mailbox power works for any industry that you're in. Direct sales, marketing, insurance, securities, real estate, you name it, car repair, landscaper, whatever it is, direct mail can dramatically improve in driving business to you.
Right.
And they got the great training. But here's the thing, Mark, is how many people, when they have an engagement, say Mark and I met at coffee and we're talking business, how many people really sit down and write a card? Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you. How many people do that?
Very few.
Very few, Mark.
I'm not saying that there aren't people that do it. And, on occasion,
Less
I'll
than
even
10%.
do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
Less than 10%.
But religiously, I don't do it. But yes, I will do it, depending on who I'm dealing with. Yeah, I will do that, and people still appreciate a card. They really do.
Because it takes time. It shows concern. You're building a relationship. But now, if
Right.
you do something a little bit unique, top of mind, and I'm going to show some things here where you become top of mind, just for an example. Direct mail includes the refrigerator magnet. You'd be amazed how that works. What if you could send it to them in your direct mail? Because we do that in Mailbox Power. So let me just share. Mark and I both enrolled in the Grow Live Academy. In what Ken Walls did, anybody enrolls, I don't know if he still does it. I don't want to offend anybody or say, where's my mug? But I got the cut. Now here's three things we got. We got the nice card thanking us for joining us. That's nice in itself. I got that tumbler, right? Now I use the tumbler every day. I'm top of mind. Now, if I know somebody that wants to be using live streaming, who am I going to refer? Top of mind.
Right.
And we got some nice little brownies on it as well. Some little. So, but I want to share
something I didn't need for sure. Yeah.
I'm going to just share that what this platform does for you, so you understand the power of it. A lot of people do drip campaigns with email. Well, if you put videos in it, you're going to get even bigger bang. What about a drip campaign with direct mail? Directly to an audience, building that relationship, different calls of actions. And let me just tell you about the cost. We talked about Dub, it's less than $350 a year. One client will pay for your entire marketing. Matter of fact, these programs are directly affiliate programs. You share with a couple of your associates, your base program's paid for, so you don't have any marketing costs. No excuse I can't afford it. We take that piece out of it, right? I tell you what I do. I don't pay for any of my marketing. That's a nice thing. I just share it with my business associates. Oh, I like it. Ooh, every month I get a little check. Not huge, but you get a few of those. It covers all your costs, and you can be in profit just because they're using it. So let me share with you some of the things that I've experienced. Ted's even validating what we're saying. Ted just said, yeah, that's big bucks, right? Can you do that every month? Small business, I can't, but you can do one-offs. You can do small batches of 50 or 100 at a time. which is affordable to drive traffic and everything you're looking for. Okay. You repeat customers. You want to touch them more frequently. That's what's good about Dub. You can reach out to your customers. That's where the gold is. You can reach out to them on a personal basis and re-engage them.
Right.
Use direct mail with a nice card. Let's talk about what this would cost, what it might look like, and all the applications and how I'm using it. And I'm going to share some real life stories, what it's done for me in the limited way that I use it. Okay. First of all, mailbox power is $49 a month. Oh, I can't afford $49 a month. Well, let me ask you this question. If you're a person that is getting personal cards, writing notes out, sending them out, it's going to cost you $2 to $3, $4 for a card for a good quality. You're not going to send junk out, right? This is you. You're representing yourself. So you're going to spend $2 to $4. You're going to have to take some time. You're going to have to get postage and send it. What would you pay? What would this be worth it to get 50 5x7 cards this size, customized, your own signature in it, personalized to that person, and it's done automatically. And you get 50 of these, that offsets your monthly fee because you can't get 50 cards for 50 bucks. Good quality cards. Your time and then postage on top of it. Huh. That may make some sense. Number two, what if you wanted to do some one-off direct mails with postcards? You're going to do a seminar, a workshop. You get unlimited 4x6 postcards. This piece that I crafted for one of my businesses, directly to a call to action for cost reduction services. It didn't cost me anything. I just took some graphics, put it in there, attached it to my database, and it went out. All I paid for is the postage. Unlimited, pay for postage.
Right.
Think about the economics. Now you're touching people in a very unique way. The key in marketing is differentiation. Staying in front of your client. You're different. You bring value, and you're top of mind. Let me ask you this question. Because if you want, we talked about Dub, 60, 80 open rates and higher rate of conversions and moving your client for, what would you pay to have 100% open rate on any of your communication? 100% open.
Anybody want to throw in a number out there that's listening to this? Hey, Charles Coachman's here. Charles.
What would 50% open rates of your mail mean to you?
Charles Coachman.
But I'm going to tell you, the creative. Now, if you got this envelope in the mail with your name on it, and it says here, and I've maybe reached out cold or developed some relationship, I'm building you along, and I've sent maybe some postcards, and I sent you some cards, maybe I sent you a brownie, I've done something, and then I send you this. Thomas, bigger things are coming your way. If you got this in the mail, would you open it, Mark?
Oh, heck yeah, in a heartbeat.
Curiosity,
right.
Just in itself.
It's got my name all over it. Why would I not open it?
That's what we sort out. I look out in the mail, like my wife's mail, my mail. I'm looking for my name, right? So now you've crafted something into your industry, 8.5 by 11 marketing piece. What would you think it would cost, Mark, if you had a bunch of these that you had to print up and take to a trade show or print up to mail out? What do you think one of these pieces would cost you? 4-sided color. Customized on top of it.
Are you talking from somebody else? Oh, yeah.
Mark.
Depending on dollars? Yeah. You're talking about within this system, it costs $2 to $3.
$2 to $3. It would cost you $7 to $8.
I was going to say, yeah, $10, depending on who
Easy,
does it
depending
for.
on volume order.
Right.
You need 1,000 order. Right. There's $7,000 just to have a stack of these laying around.
Right. Yeah.
What if you can do them one off at $3 or $4 a piece to your targeted market? Do you think that would help you in your marketing, Mark? if you're hearing this for
Oh,
the first time.
absolutely.
And I'm going to share some real life stories what this does. You know what I do, Mark, when I bring a guest on, right? What
Yes,
do
I
I
do.
send people, Mark?
You send them items that come from this particular platform. I won't tell them what it is, but
I'll share with it.
it could be food. It could be something to hold a drink in, maybe coffee. It could be a journal that they could use. It could be a pen, and it could be
Customize.
personalized. It could be personalized with their name on it. Brownies are nice to get, but
Oh, they're
they're not good.
wonderful.
They're not good for you. So I would rather go opt for the pen or the journal, or not that I don't like eating it, but I'm just trying to watch my
Here's a cool little thing to
waistline.
go there, a little trinket thing. This holds a cell phone. You can put it on your steering wheel if you're doing a
Yeah.
selfie in your car. You can hold it right here. It's a nice little stand engraved, laser engraved, personalized to that person. So you can take some novelty things, personalize it. Every
Right.
day that I use this, I sent this to myself. So gratitude powers potential. I could have put the person's name there. I could put the company's name there. I can personalize it. And this cost me less than $7. What's the
And I'm
value?
Go on.
It's high quality too. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, anything come from Mailbox Power is top-notch stuff. People are flabbergasted by the quality of the stuff. So I'm just throwing ideas out there. If you got a construction company, you're putting signs up, hey, we just did a house down the street. What if you sent a postcard for 32 cents, getting the same message to every home in that neighborhood that needs a new roof or new siding or a new
Right.
service, right? At fractions of the cost, you're going to get higher return. Those type of things. Creativity. I've been meaning to reach you. You've been on my chicken list. Do you think I would get a different response? You can use, people are too serious in their marketing, right? In my opinion.
I think you got to have fun with things today. I'm all about having fun. You know.
So I'm going to share with you something just recently happened. Unexpected. This live stream allowed me to get myself introduced to a very significant player, and I'll drop his name, Rex Sykes. Okay. And I
That's pretty
interviewed
cool.
Rex Sykes.
The man from L.A.
Actually, I won't tell you where he lives. He lives local to me.
I know. Yeah, he's a West Coaster though. He's on
Yeah.
that platform. Yeah.
So let me just share how these three things have worked to open up a biggest opportunity I've ever had in my business life. Okay. So I did a live stream. He's relevant to what I do in my coaching. He studies the same stuff I do. I apply those principles in my life, and I'm learning from a guru. I said, come on and share with my audience. So he comes on. And for my recognition, I did this.
That's nice. He got a mug. Look at that.
Let's talk about, he's recognizing, thanking me for the nice mug. On the back side of the mug, it says, Rex, you're making a difference in the world. Okay. Personalized to him. Recognize his contribution to what he does. Okay. But he goes on to say, he posts this up on his Facebook. He has a very significant following. And what he's done is just branded me, promoted me, and he says, love it when this happens. I was surprised to receive a wonderful mug from you, good guy Tom Ginn on GeForce, plus a brand, a bound vision journal. I created a personal journal for him, that type of thing, and a customized pen. Just think what that just did. Number one, it validates your credibility in marketing. Number two, he puts you out into his marketplace that you would never have had an opportunity before. And out of that relationship, this is relationship building. He invited me to come on to his program, the the LA Times TV network,
Times, right.
to be interviewed by him for me to be able to promote whatever I want in my businesses. Mark, anybody that's out there, Would that be an opportunity that you would want to participate in, get into markets you could never have got to before?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey Rex, how comes I didn't? Just because Tom sent you a mug, that's why he's on your show? No, I'm kidding. Kidding. I'm teasing. But no, you're absolutely correct.
But I just going to close with this, Mark, because we went over the hour. Okay. But if you use live streaming, build relationships, bring value to the market, you use video in your emails, create a different connection, top of mind, use direct mail in your client development, recognizing your past customers, your future customers with little things. What's the ROI? Its upside is big. You can't do this type of thing with any other platform, those three things I shared.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to share today.
That was great.
Let's wrap it up. But Mark, anyway, that's what I wanted to share today. These are resources I'm using. I know you're using to some extent, but they're huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's an adjunct to what you're currently doing. It's not going to replace everything, but it all works together.
Yeah.
More effectively, becomes more well-oiled. So with that said, Mark, I'm going to close this thing down. What I got there.
That's a nice looking picture there, Rex. Rex, good to see you there.
Yeah.
Well, we got some more comments coming at us. Okay, I had to comment one more. Rex Sykes is just full of awesome. There you go. And that is my story, and I'm sticking to it, by the man from Canada,
Thanks.
Master Brooker. And Randy Chafee never apologized for being late. That's crazy. Well, you got things to do. No big deal. We appreciate you just hopping on. And Ted, same with you. All your comments. Awesome. Troy popped on here quick earlier. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. And yeah, Andy, hey, give us a chance. You never know what you might learn. But with all that, I do have something to say. Stop taking yourself so serious out there, and you know who you are. And some of you I deal with every day on the telephone. Just lighten up, man. It's not a big deal. If someone is calling you on a phone, just think of it this way. And I'll steal something that Gittimer talked about. Would your mom be proud of you the way you treat your coworkers or someone on the telephone or a customer? If you're going to get irate with somebody before you do it, just think about it. And I think we've become so desensitized and serious about what's going on in the world today and everything else, and everybody's like, what do you mean by that? You can't kid with anybody anymore. And I'm sorry, I'm just getting over it. So if I stepped on toes and I offended you, yeah, I'm not going to apologize. I'm just not going to do it, because life's too short, man. And we're losing people. I mean, last week, Larry Schneider, he's no longer here. So I mean, people say you need to get serious. I don't want to get serious, man. I mean, I may get serious in my intent on what I'm doing out there, but I'm just not going to stress over what you think about me or Tom or this platform, what we're doing. I just can't do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to keep on keeping on, though. And if you want to hop on board, great. And if you don't, that's great too.
Yeah. We're just wrapping up the last few of the conversation. Thanks, guys. Everybody.
And we appreciate all of you for being here this evening. Once again, like I always say, you could be doing other things. And I totally respect you and your time and what you do all out there.
Yeah. Well, Mark, I appreciate you much, my friend. These are resources that everybody, any business out there can use to improve their bottom line, elevate their profits.
Yeah, it was very educational.
Affordable and get quicker results. I mean, that's the key. If you can cut your sales cycle down in half in any sales, the cycle, you're going to double your income next year.
Right.
For the small amount of investment you make with these resources. So I encourage you to stream, use video in your email, and use direct mail for your marketing and client recognition, customer recognition. So you build a stronger relationship so they don't leave you. They don't leave you. This is what I talk about. So with that all said, Mark, anything in closing, and we'll wrap her up and we'll play out our company.
I think what you did once again, and I'll go back to my mantra, services to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth. And I think tonight, again, this truly emulated service to others, what you shared with us. And that's what it's all about.
Well, good. And next week, do we have any guests coming in next week on Monday night? We're working on a couple.
We're working on some people, yes.
So we'll make those announcements as soon as we get them. But we'll have content to share next week.
I thought this was cool, doing this instead of having a guest. Not that I don't like our guests, because I think our guests add even greater value and content. You know, you get 3 people on here instead of 2 old guys like you and me. But I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's at the end of the evening, man, and I'm getting ready to go do something here. I got to go to a dance class. So
well, let's wrap it up so you can go 2-stepping, my friend.
You got it. You got it.
Go do the cha-cha. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're working on tonight. So we will be country cha-cha. That's the name of that tune.
And we're going to close out with our corporate sponsor, ASEA. And we'll be promoting that on a more regular basis so you get a better idea that all the wealth in the world means nothing if you don't have health. We'll close with that.
Cellular health is true wealth. Yeah, there's a saying, huh?
You got it.